respect people you disagree with, even, and you can't just dismiss people. This
How
notion
do you fight it?
And well, this notion
I think
of
I could kick most of their ass. I do think that if they want.
So Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said that he could kick most Trump supporters' asses. Tim Walz. So Minnesota Governor Tim.
Could y'all really not hear me? Could you really not hear me? Oh, there we go. Are we back? Have I actually been muted this whole time or just for those couple of seconds there? So muted the whole time, this whole 7 minutes. Are you fucking kidding me? So y'all heard nothing that I was talking about, that dumbass governor? Son of a bitch. Okay, let's try again. Holy shit. Oh my God. So, did you hear the video? I'm going back to StreamYard. What the fuck? Okay, cool. Okay. So, I'll just ask the question I had at the end of all that. Wouldn't y'all pay to watch that fight? I think they should 100% stick that on pay-per-view. I'll pay. I'd love to watch him beat the shit out of Waltz. Holy crap, that was pathetic. Okay, so let's look at this. So the in fact, actually, let me see if I can find this article. They didn't cite it. That's not good. So the Baldur's Gate 3 boss, I guess, the game director, she, I'm gonna assume, dude, Swin Vinky, said that single player games are not, to quote, dead. They just have to, quote, be good, which I imagine we could all agree with. I mean, oh my God, we are definitely going back to fucking StreamYard. Holy shit, this is pathetic. This kind of attitude pisses me off because you've got games like Assassin's Creed Shadows that came out this past week. Actually, I guess came out to the masses today. And you've got, I put a video out about it on Tuesday talking about how everyone that's reviewing this game, they fall into two categories. You've got the people, for the most part, you've got the people saying that it's a great game who are talking only about what it looks like, what it, how it plays on their PC or their PlayStation or their Xbox, all that kind of stuff. A lot of them are talking about this snow melting after in real time and not just like disappearing. And then you've got people trashing the game who are complaining about the storyline and the voice acting and how the fights don't really seem like they're meant to actually happen, how they're almost choreographed for you to win all the time. And I think part of the problem or part of the reason that these studios think that multi or single player games don't have a future is because not only is there a loss almost in what actually makes a good single player game, but there's a loss in actually giving a shit because you've got these people who clearly over at Ubisoft who think that the only way to make a Japanese samurai game for Assassin's Creed is to stick the only black guy that's visited Japan before Johnny Somali got there. Actually, he's in Korea, but potato. And give him a storyline that was never his, just so they can check boxes. And the problem with that is that that's not what anyone wants to play, or that's not what the majority of people want to play. Yeah, it's we can pull up the Steam. Actually, I don't think it's on Steam yet, is it? I know some of them are, but I don't think Shadows is. Assassin's Creed. There we go. Yeah, looks like it is on here. So on Steam, there are currently 33,000 people playing. It peaked at 41,000. Now, Ubisoft announced that within 24 hours of it being out, that they'd already sold 1 million copies. I mean, 41,000 out of Steam. Most people have and we know 906 million people play on Steam. So, doubt. I think what's more likely is that they've probably, I don't know. I don't know how you get 1 million people buying this game. I mean, what you call it? 2 million people bought Kingdom Come 2. Oh, cool. I find it hard to believe that Shadows has, at least on day one, What's up, Breezy? I just find it hard to believe that Shadows has done that well that quickly. I think that it's one of those games a lot of people are waiting to find out if they wanted to play based off of who their go-to reviewer said. But again, like I said earlier, I'm not seeing people say the story is incredible. I'm seeing people say that it looks good. Okay, well, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it doesn't make it a prince. Just because you make something look good doesn't mean it's worth buying or has a good story. I mean, we saw that report that came out beginning of this week on PC Gamer. What was it? Yeah, PC gamers, who are the majority of gamers, spend 92% of their time on older games. Let's share this instead. And obviously let's zoom in. See, extrapolated from a yearly in-depth survey of 70,000 players. So this isn't some. Yeah, y'all remember just before the election, there was a big sway towards Kamala Harris. It was all based on the new YouGov surveys. Well, those surveys, like every single YouGov survey, surveys less than 1,000 people. In fact, I think there were 2 surveys prior to the election based on more than 2,000 people. And not one of them reached these numbers. So 73,000 people, that's quite a bit. Let's see, estimated 873.5 million people in 23, and now 907. So estimated 653 million console players and 907 million PC players. This is damning. Only 15% of Steam users' time was spent playing games released in 2024. No one's playing new shit. Now, what I would be curious, and we'll go through this and see what it says, but I'd be curious what they call, like, how do you define older game? Is an older game just something that's more than a year or 2 old? What's this? Oh, man, I cannot wait for this game. It's going to be so good. Ooh, let's see what they say.
This game doesn't end that way. Cozy in a coffin, ready for the start of 2016's Doom. Guess again. In a chat with PCG, game director Hugo Martin told us, this game doesn't end that way. That would end the Dark Ages, the medieval chapter of the Doom saga. I'm not announcing
I'm not
in projects or anything other than.
Oh, that's cool. Sounds like, what's up, Jada? Talking about video games at the moment. That makes it sound like we're gonna get even more Dooms based in this like darker age. I'm down for that. Here we go. The data shows that from January of 24 to December of 24, 67% of players' hours on PC were spent on a game that was 6 or more years old. A further 25% players' hours were spent on games that were 2 to 5 years old, and the remaining 8%, which is all of Helldivers, was spent on games that are less than 2 years old. 7.1% of the total hours spent were on Counter-Strike, 6.4% League of Legends, Roblox, Dota, Fortnite. Yeah, this, I mean, chicken wings. What flavor are you getting, buddy? Let's see. I completely disagree with this. So it's saying get it right in a live service game is golden goose. A forever money machine. Why do new ones fall flat? Because by and large, the audience already likes what it likes. So basically saying all these publishers keep making new live service games because when they go right, they go really right. The problem is only 2 of these are live service games: League of Legends and Roblox. I have no idea about Dota 2, but Counter-Strike 2 is not a live service game. It's just a multiplayer game. Fortnite is also not a live service game. A live service game requires the interaction in between matches, the interaction of the home site, the fact that you can't do anything without internet. There's more to having to it being a live service game than just requiring the internet. Fuck, that would make almost every game we own today a live service game. Yeah, Rich Stanton. Maybe it also shows a disconnect between not only what the player wants, but what the player receives in the shit that y'all shovel out every year. Yeah. Yeah, but back to what Sven Vinke was saying. The reason games like Baldur's Gate 3 and Kingdom Come, Mass Effect for me, let's see what else we got. Doom's gonna be pretty good. Let me look at my library real quick. Let's see. The Dark Souls games, Elden Ring. The reason those games do so well is because their story, or at least their perceived story and their combat, are fun. They're enjoyable. People like playing them. And so when you make these games like Shadows, when you make these games like what else? Sorry, Jim. Like Space Marines 2 that are flat, that have very much repetitive situations, that don't live up to the hype in the case of Space Marines 2, then people just dump them. They may buy them, that company gets their money, but they don't have a lasting impact. I think there's probably 2 or 3 games that have come out in the last 5 years that have a right to make anybody's top 5 list. Breezy's coming out in May, right? I mean, Baldur's Gate 3, sure, or Baldur's Gate 3. I didn't play. I'm not a turn-based guy anymore. I really enjoyed it with Knights of the Republic, but it's a system that's overdue to be gone forever. I don't think we need turn-based anymore. And within action games, I'll say, turn-based strategy games is different. But I think sitting there and trying to force players into games that no one is really interested in, or at least no one's going to get their money worth. I put 100 hours into Kingdom Come 2. I got my money's worth. Spent $60. Totally money's worth. Absolutely. So I think she is this a dude or a chick? Swin. Let's find this out. Because all I need is some. Oh, it's a dude. I should have known that. He's spot on the money. It doesn't matter if the game is 20 years old or 4 years old or 2 months old. As long as the game is good, people are going to play it. And that PC Gamer article shows it. The stats from that 73,000 person study show it, that people don't care about your flashiness. They don't care about your ray tracing, your up-to-date graphics. They don't care if they can run it on their 4090, their 5080, or their 1090. As long as it's a good story and they have fun in it, they're going to play it. That's why things like Dustborn fail, because people don't have fun playing it. If Dustborn, with all of its liberal shit in it, people had fun playing that game, that thing would have been the number one game ever. Well, not ever, but it would have been their number one game, and it would have been the number one game that week or for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever. But no one had fun playing it. So no one's going to play it. They didn't want to get preached to. Breezy, 250 hours into Elden Ring. Dude, that is wild. I think I ended up at, let me see where I got to. I'm pretty sure I broke 100 hours. Sorry, Steam's taking a little while to open. There we go. Okay, I got to. It's an E. Where is it? There it is. I've actually uninstalled it. 129 hours. So 130 hours of 98% enjoyment. You know, you got to take away that little bit that killing Radon pissed me off with. But same with the Dark Souls games. You know, the first one I put, the first one, 39 hours. The second one, 72 hours. And the third one, 48 hours. And just so much fun was had. And those games are, you know, 10 to, or I guess between 5 and 10 years old, aren't they? Elden Ring is 3 years old. So yeah, it pisses me off these because Activision makes billions of dollars off of what's it called, Warzone, because Fortnite, Epic Games makes billions of dollars off of Fortnite. They think, or these studios now think, the only way to make money in video games is to make a multiplayer game where you kill each other, and it's not. Look at Helldivers. Helldivers is a PvE game that's made millions of dollars because it was a fun fucking game. Okay, we're going to pivot for just a sec before we hit one of the main topics. What's up, Cheese? How you doing, bud? We're getting ready to talk about some media literacy. From the glorious Screen Rant. Let's see if I can. No, I can't. Fisk can fix it. There are clear parallels between MCU's Mayor Fisk and President Trump. And we knew this was going to come. And so here's my problem with this, okay? You could make this list and be fair. You could. We already know that one of them is they have similar mottos. Okay? Fair point. But let's look at this list and see if they're fair. They both believe they're the good guy. Well, you know what? Your side wanted to take away parents' rights, stick men in girls' locker rooms, and take away my guns. So, fuck you, I guess. Both were shot in the head / face. Okay, I mean, you could have phrased it better. Both survived assassination attempts. Targeted specific groups of people. Yeah. So I haven't watched Born Again yet. If anyone in the chat knows which specific group of people Fisk has targeted, please let me know. The only group of people that Trump has targeted are criminals. If you are in this country illegally, you are a criminal. If you Oh, set fire to a Tesla? You are a criminal. Oh, I'm just trying to think. If you kill somebody, you're a criminal. So Fisk hasn't targeted anyone yet. Okay. Interesting. Spouses who've distanced themselves. So I did hear that what's her Vanessa gets like vigilantes, really? Oh my god. Comparing Daredevil and Juan, who came into the country illegally. Okay, I probably shouldn't have said that. Yeah, because they're very similar. Spouses who've distanced themselves. So I do know that Vanessa apparently like takes a back seat or like yells at him or something. That I don't really remember what happens. But in what way has Melania, I forgot how to say her name for a second. In what way has Melania distanced herself from Trump? What's up, gas station burrito? She's the first lady. She headed a meeting with him like 2 weeks ago. Like, how has she distanced herself? Both have towers. Ooh. Trump has like 4 of them, so fuck you. Tactics to remove rivals. If that's not the most bland, non-specific similarity, I have tactics to remove my rivals. Does that make me like Fisk? Similar political slogans. Again, of course, like make New York great again, make America great again. That was going to happen. Really, Pilgrim? Shit. I see. That's one of the things I actually really enjoyed about the Netflix show is that she and Vanessa and Fisk were like really fun to not root for, but you were always really curious what was going to happen next. Dedicated bases of support. Okay. Sauron, Lord of Mordor, Dark Servant to Morgoth, Chief Lieutenant, has a base of supporters. They're called orcs. Let's see. Mussolini had people that supported him. I have people that support me. Does that make me like what is this? Both were political outsiders. Okay, yeah, okay. And both are convicted felons. Well, Trump won't be for long because he's going to get pardoned. Fisk apologized. So why does he leave to go to prison? Or does he leave for something else? You know, I feel like people told me to watch this show, and now I'm glad I didn't. That's just bullshit, guys. Let's see. There was one other. No, actually, we're done with those. Okay, let's talk. Breezy, according to the writers over at Screen Rant, yeah, sounds like you're a bad person. But I'll be a bad person too. So DoorDash is trending. Did y'all see this earlier? DoorDash users will now be able to use Klarna to pay for their orders over 4 weeks, or technically 8 weeks, or actually I guess it's either going to be 8 weeks or 6 weeks, depending on which way you pay for it. But let's be honest, guys. Okay, I think we can all be honest here. If you're ordering DoorDash and your plan is to put that on credit, not even just your credit card, but credit from a bank, guys, I think you should stop ordering DoorDash. Like, Come on. Did y'all hear about this? Exactly, Breezy. Customers will be able to split a payment into 4 interest-free installments or defer payments to a more convenient date. Now, I understand maybe, it's the day before payday and maybe you're like getting groceries. Maybe you DoorDash because I know on DoorDash you can do groceries now, and I think you can do other stores, like I think Best Buy is on there now. So like I get it. If you're doing your weekly or monthly grocery shopping, that's different, in my opinion at least. But if you're like, I really want this McDouble, so you finance the $13.45, dude, stop. Like, that's not okay. Jeez, yes. Yeah, at least just pack it up yourself. If not, make stuff at home, save money. 100%. 100%. There was a study out of Australia years ago that like 92% of the country of Australia was using things like DoorDash or Uber Eats, or they've got one that they specifically have over there. It's a weird name, but that's just I'll be honest with y'all. I had a problem about 2 years ago. I realized that it had been a while since I actually cooked in my kitchen. And so I deleted the apps. Now I've got DoorDash again, but I think this month I've used it 4 times. I'm not going to show everyone everything on this, but I just wrote out all of my monthly payments that I've got. I just started doing like a big old budget of everything. And I went through and looked at, because in my USAA app, you can go through, you get like a wheel diagram that shows you everything that's broken down. Like, rent is this, entertainment, books, food, DoorDash, shit like that. And in the month of February, I had used it like 5 times, and I'm quite happy about that. And like 3 of them were just like, I was at work and I wanted a snack. Well, a little more than that, but it's the weekends that get you. Cause it's so much easier just have it delivered to your door than drive down to the gas station or walk down to the gas station. But again, if you're financing the 3 drinks and pack of Skittles that you're getting from the gas station, it is time to rethink your life. You've got bigger concerns than where you're going to get your Arizona sweet tea. So Wiley's here. Wiley, how you doing, man? Reacher. So I watched the new episode of Reacher today. This is the first time that I've watched the episode on the day that it has come out. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed today's episode. I also really enjoyed last week's episode. I talked to everything. What's up, Purist? Purist, I was just you just missed it. You said that Daredevil Born Again was good, and I think you're wrong, buddy. Vanessa cheated on him and he apologized? That's pretty dumb. I'll wait your response in chat. So, Reacher, yes, Wiley. So, just finished. I'm caught up with Reacher. Like I said, first time that I've watched the new episode the day it came out. I watched last week's episode Monday, I think, and that ended really well. It was the first episode that really kind of made me go, "Oh my God, I cannot wait till the next episode. What is going to happen with this?" And of course, they did a really good job in the second to last episode where they finally made us care about Anthony Michael Hall's character. Prior to that, it was just like, well, he's just a dipshit dad who's in over his head. And doesn't feel like that anymore. We finally learned something. We finally kind of made peace with the dumbassery of him, and we actually want to see him get out of it. So I'm really looking forward to next week. I am now a little upset about it because I wish I had been this excited the whole last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 5 weeks. I wish I had been this excited about it. I also think Amazon's doing a really bad job of advertising. They just don't seem to, they released that article a couple of weeks ago talking about how it was the number one show on Amazon in, I think, ever. I think so. Every single season of Reacher has been their best show ever. Which, I mean, I can still see, but slightly surprising. Real quick, I'm sending this to Daimyo in case he gets home from his. Okay. So you're saying it was just you trolling? Okay. I trust you. But yeah, I think Richardson's been the high point of this season, which kind of surprised me. I thought I would have trouble enjoying his job as Reacher because, again, he's one of those actors that just decides to open their mouth and say just the dumbest shit. But no, I've gotten over it. I really think he does a good job as Reacher. I think he needs to stop campaigning for other roles. You have your role, dude. You're gonna go make another Thad movie, and then you're gonna go be Reacher for another 3 or 4 seasons. So stop trying to campaign for other roles. Don't do dumb shit, and don't say dumb shit, and let us continue to enjoy you as Reacher. It's really not that hard. What do y'all think? Who else is watching Reacher, by the way? I'm trolling. I'm pretty sure you said it was good, buddy. Wiley, you're saying that is. Hang on. No, that's not what I want. Why can't I get my Kick Chat on here? I should be able to. I don't know. You're saying that Amazon only has Reacher, everything else is crap. Let's see. What's up? Lean back. Only season 2. I definitely recommend season 2. And now that season 3 is started getting excited, I would say wait until the season's over, or wait until next Thursday and watch the rest. But yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend it. It's a good show. It is a very solid show. And one of the things that I think is funny, especially in this last episode, is we get this really kind of, I don't know if sweet is the right word, but we get a really cool moment between Anthony Michael Hall and his son. And honestly, there was that article years ago that talked about how, hey, do you want to get close to your dad this Thanksgiving? Watch Reacher. And I brought it up several times because it is definitely something that I would argue has probably helped some people reconnect with their dad. And seeing that kind of thing happen again in the show, it kind of got to me for a second. Not, I wasn't sitting there bawling or anything, but it was just one of those nice moments to see a dad be a dad and not, some drunk, strung out alcoholic idiot. Let's see. And yeah, Wiley, yes, don't forget, they also have Grand Tour, even though it is over. And they also have Clarkson's Farm and all of James Mace stuff. James Mace stuff. So they do have some other stuff. You are right though that a lot of it is not very great. Some of it is good though, and I think you would agree with me that I'm much more forgiving than some other people. Like I can watch a show that if it's got some of that agenda in it, but it's not done in the way where it's like, screw you for being a white man, then I can get over it. There are some people that can't. And I don't fault anyone for that, especially when it's not like when that hasn't been around forever. We used to have TV that was actually very wholesome for everyone in the family to watch together. Cheese, they're actually coming back, dude. They're gonna come back. They're gonna do like this special type thing where they kind of go over past episodes and past adventures. So I think we're gonna get a little bit more of cool stories behind the camera. I think it could be pretty cool. Okay. So let me text Daimyo and see. Because I wanted him to be here before I go over 1923 and the JFK stuff. I know there's stuff that he wanted to talk about. So I want to see if he is close. If he isn't, then we're just going to go ahead and talk about it. And, when everything comes out, we'll have him on and talk more about it. But in the meantime, if you haven't joined my Discord, don't forget to join. The link's in the description. If Jim is still in here and he wants to be a mod and post the link, go right ahead. By the way, disaster films fear. He hasn't replied, so I think he's probably lost in solitary gloom. Ooh, I'll tell y'all what, I've been playing that that power washing game. I'm really excited for the sequel. Appreciate it, Pilgrim. Yes, don't forget, drop a like, guys. That game, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the being able to see it go from dirty to clean, but it's just so addicting. What? Ubisoft seeks investor backing for new gaming entity. Ubisoft Entertainment is looking for investor backing for a new entity that will include some of its core video game assets, including Assassin's Creed. The report from Friday said this. So this is last Friday? Yeah, last Friday. said that the gaming company is considering selling a minority stake in the venture and has reached out to potential bidders, including current shareholder Tencent Holdings. Yeah, Amazon's coming. Tencent Holdings Limited and funds globally and in France. Ubisoft has asked for preliminary bids to be made as soon as this month. Ubisoft may look for a higher valuation for the new entity than the size of the main companies. Well, that's not great. No final decision has been made, and plans could still change. Purist, you don't. We're good, man. All I'm saying is, I feel like I saw you say something on Twitter saying that you had enjoyed an episode or two. Okay, I'm not calling you a shill. I'm not saying that you're a Disney lover. I'm not saying that you love this show. I just was saying that I thought I saw you say that you had enjoyed something in it. You gotta know, dude, I go through Twitter like this. I don't read shit. I stop and I go, interesting. And then I just scroll. It's like playing it's like playing Tinder, except it's like this. This is very interesting. What is Ubisoft's current valuation? About 3 billion. Just over 3 billion. So I'll tell you what, someone ought to get in touch if they can with some of these rich people and that claim to be conservatives and try to get them to buy up parts of Ubisoft. Like I bet Elon would love to do that. Come in, let that kitchen in, let that sink in, and clean house. I mean, that would be pretty remarkable. $3 billion for Ubisoft. Think about all the properties Ubisoft owns. Shut up, Pilgrim. You've got Assassin's Creed. You've got all Tom Clancy's entire library. I mean, I feel like Elon would love to make some Tom Clancy games. Give us another Ghost game. Okay, well, he has not answered. Purist, I think you can calm down a little bit, buddy. See you later, cheese miser. See, oh, look at that. A split fiction movie is in the works. Shocking. Man, that decision got made quicker than a fucking Helldivers movie. Okay, well, I was really hoping Daimyo would get here on time or would get here at all, but he didn't. So let's talk 1923. So we now have 4 episodes left in no, there is a Helldivers movie announced. What I'm saying is it took like 10 months of it being one of the top like 7 games being played in the world, and Split Fiction gets a movie announced after being out for a week and people like kind of liking it. So 1923. Not the final spinoff, because we do know that there's going to be more. The Madison sounds like it's going to be a bit of a spinoff, but we know that this is the final season of it, and there are 4 episodes left. And Alex still hasn't made it home. Spencer still hasn't made it home. The fight hasn't started yet for the final fight for the land. There's been so much like getting closer and getting closer that we're going to be left with one episode where everyone's going to be at stage left and the battle is finally going to be able to happen. I mean, I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like if in Lord of the Rings, the camera was on Frodo the entire time and only panned towards Aragorn at the end of the movie. Nah, Purist, he's not fired. He's gonna get like a red card or a yellow card. We're not angry at him. We're just disappointed. But yeah, like I was really hoping for some stuff to actually happen, and nothing has really happened. Oh, we have more documents. Okay, so it looks like there are still about 17,000 pages left to be. God, that is so fucking bright. Can I turn this down? Just gonna move it over here. Smaller. There we go. That's better. Jeez. I'm just gonna move on to JFK shit because I want to talk about 1923, but it's the kind of thing that I really want to have someone here to talk with about it. Like I said, I'm enjoying it, but it just doesn't feel like we're progressing far enough in the story to actually make the conclusion worth it. Like 1883, that thing ended, and it was like, oh shit, you knew exactly where everyone ended up. And this one, it just feels like we're gonna actually end up. The show's gonna end with the other kid's wife giving birth, and no one actually knowing where we end up. So these JFK files. So we've got 63,400 pages that have been released. First batch dropped at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, and then a second batch dropped at 10:30 p.m. on Tuesday as well. 31,400 pages. So according to people, everyone said 80,000. I thought the 80,000 was hyperbole. Because Trump said 80,000. I thought he was just kind of mistaken, or he was counting all of them combined. But the hang on, damn it, I need to move this over here. God, that's fucking annoying. Okay. Jeez, that sucked. You were definitely going back to StreamYard. Everyone, I highly recommend it. If you stream StreamYard, it's better. Restream is nice for multi-streaming, and that's it. Okay, like I was saying. So I thought the 80,000 number was hyperbole. I thought Trump was incorrect, or I thought he was talking about all the documents that could be released, but that there were only like 2,000 files left to be released. And that's kind of true on both ends. So when Biden said, because Biden did another release in 2023, and actually Biden did releases in 21, 22, and 23. But they talked in file number, not in page number. These 2,700 files that are left to be released are 80,000 pages. So this is like a significant amount. And I'll tell you what sucks about it. And I'll show y'all right here real quick. Because let me pull Grok up. Because of how these documents are uploaded to archives.gov, you can't have AI run them for you. Let me Purist, that's fucking hilarious. Let's see. And Russia. What was the Jack guy? Jack. I can't remember his name. Ruby. Now I am putting this as part of the prompt because I already know that there are some documents in here that suggest this. And it's going to tell me something like, oh, we're so sorry, we can't actually. Oh, whoa. Huh, it could do this the other day. I tried this Tuesday night and it didn't work. Let's see. Oh, it's really zoomed down. God, I love Grok. Okay. Oh, how about this? Because I actually want to pull up the documents myself. Damn it. It didn't really work the way I wanted it to. God, this has just been a shit stream, hasn't it, guys? I'm sorry. I've done a shit job tonight. See, I went through a couple of these Tuesday night while I was playing, what do you call it? The Power Wash Simulator. And there's some stuff in here. I do highly recommend people go read them. There's one of the things I would definitely recommend when you go to read them is keep the internet next to you so that you can look up what certain things mean. Like you need to know the levels of security clearance, because there are levels above secret. There are levels above top secret, confidential, all that stuff. They're all different levels. So there was one article, there was one memo, I think, that said that I think it was Oswald. It might have been someone else, but Oswald was suggested to have confidential clearance. And for while he was helping, it wasn't Oswald. It was someone else. Shit, I forget who it was. But while he was helping the CIA with something, they gave him confidential clearance. Okay, well, confidential clearance will let you see like the where the president goes to get his haircut. It doesn't let you see the actual secrets. Top secret doesn't even let you see some of the secrets. So, another example of this is, and it kind of goes to, y'all remember the documents case against Trump when they like searched his house to look for documents, basically. That when you're in the military and I'm gonna ruin this. Okay, and you request to burn off ammunition. You get this pink form that's about this big, and it basically says, on September 3rd, I state your name, using 2 pounds of C4, detonated 10,000 rounds of ammunition. Sign, and then it gets handed in to, I guess, your boss. That piece of paper is confidential. My dad had a guy accidentally take his copy home one day. Comes back the next day, tells his boss, dude got busted down a rank because he left with confidential material. Doesn't matter that it doesn't really say anything. That's the other thing when you're going through these documents. That's another reason why it's not nice to keep that dictionary next to you, because you have these documents that are stamped confidential, and it's like, okay, well, what does that mean? Like, who's seeing this? Are we only preventing the guy that restocks the vending machines from seeing this? And that's what not a lot of these, because these were the ones that Biden did, or Biden's handlers didn't want anyone to see. So, I mean, these are the final, if you believe them, the final 80,000 pages. But I mean, I think it's going to take historians a little while to get through all this shit. 80,000 pages. That's wild. Well, maybe Daimyo will be here next time. I know that he had some stuff he wanted to talk about, but unfortunately, careers are apparently more important than YouTube. I don't get it. Yeah, I get it. That's all I really had to talk about. No, I didn't. Oh, okay. We can salvage this, guys. Who saw the Ballerina trailer? So here is the Ballerina. It is I don't know if I'd call it spinoff. It is a story set in the John Wick universe. And we're going to make this major. The Baba Yaga.
In Slavic mythology, the Kikimara is a spirit that exists in the shadows. To those with darkness in their hearts, she can be vengeful. But to the innocent, she can be a protector. It's up to you to choose.
Welcome to the Continental. Checking in?
I'm I'm looking for the tribe with this mark.
Needing to know is what got us banished from the Garden of Eden. Are you prepared to be cast out again, Eve?
Yes. I'd like to go hunting.
Will this be a large or small game hunt?
Large.
You have no idea what you just walked into.
Cool.
So the entire time, I just rewatched the John Wick movies. The entire time I was watching them, one of my thoughts was, fuck, why are there not flamethrowers in this movies? And now we got one.
There's a declaration of war if she's not called off.
Perhaps I can send someone to solve the problem.
Baba Yaga. The Baba Yaga. Leave the wolf to its prey.
She sent you here to kill me?
Or you can leave.
I'm not leaving.
Your choice. This is your fate. And you cannot change it.
Rules.
And consequences.
I really like that, guys. So, one of the things that I really like about the John Wick universe is this sense of magic is not the right word, but it does feel like there's something magical about John Wick. And not just because he's still alive after 4 movies, but it feels like the whole universe has some sort of magic to it. The whole thing about the high table, this sense of honor, all that stuff. And it's a weird sense of honor because they're fucking killing people. But this, I think, hits every one of those feelings that I get with John Wick. And what's nice is normally the scene where Shigi doesn't blow up from the grenade that blows up the door. Where is that? It's right here. Yeah, right here. Normally, I'd be kind of like, isn't it kind of crazy to have like a 110-pound girl like keep a steel door from moving like that after a grenade goes off? But John Wick is already so crazy with shit like that I'm able to suspend my disbelief. Everyone involved was in this world of assassins feels extra human. They move extra human like. So it's almost as if you can just kind of tell yourself, well, they're just not human. Works for me, I guess. But I'm excited for this. And the nice thing is they won't get sued because Ana de Armas is actually in the movie. Hats off if you get the reference. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be it. Now, that's it. What do y'all think? Anyone else excited for this movie? June 6th, I think it said. Yep, June 6th. Well, that's gonna be it, guys. Don't forget, I will be over with Jay and Wicked Virtue and X-Wing, going over The Lost Pirate Kingdom tomorrow. It's a 6-part show, the docu-series sort of thing that was on Netflix. If you haven't watched it and you're going to watch with us, I highly recommend watching a little bit of it. It's very good. It does a very good job of kind of, at least with me, reminding me of some of the stories that I read and learned about some of these other characters we've talked about, like Sam Bellamy and Benjamin Hornigold and even Edward Teach. So I definitely recommend putting it on in the background. It's easier. It's not nearly as docu as I thought it would be. It's a lot more. It allows the story to be told mostly by the actors that they hire instead of the historians. But I'm really enjoying it. I got about 3 episodes left. I think I'm halfway done. I'm gonna watch the rest tomorrow while I'm at work. But yeah, guys, enjoy. Thank you. Sorry it was kind of a shit show tonight. I cannot believe I was muted for the first 8 minutes. One day I'll figure this shit out. Until then.